Hello everyone, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It is, I have no idea what day of the week is. I think it's Sunday. I think it's the 19th. I don't know, we'll see. Let's pretend that that's true. It's Sunday the 19th and we're going to go out and feed the chickens on this spectacular day. So let's look up here, peek at the temperature. Current temperature in Flat Top is 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 28 C. So, just a beautiful, beautiful, lovely day. We've got a couple things we're going to talk about. We're going to go check out the chickens, all that kind of good stuff, and we are also going to talk about a few other things. But let's first just enjoy this beautiful sky we have here. Look at that. Nice, beautiful, wispy sky. Lovely, lovely day it is. Lovely day outside. A little warm. We got a darker cloud right there. Some of my sunchokes are blooming. For those that have not seen sunchokes bloom, these are sunchokes. It's an edible comb, kind of like a root, kind of like a potato that you can eat. The bees also love it, but it also produces you really awesome, beautiful, lovely yellow flowers. I'll show you guys some more as we head in here in just a bit. So today is my day to feed the chickens. Lisa is off on an adventure, so I get to make sure all the chickens are fed. Hence the reason it's running a little late. I had some other chores I needed to do this morning and throughout the course of the day, so getting around to getting everyone fed now. So I think we'll start off in the chicken coop and then we'll move over into the bunny and everything of that sort. So if it's been a little while since since last time you watched, so we have a handful of new baby chickens. We also have some young baby bunnies as well. So I'll show you guys the one cam I have set up. It's actually in the cage right there. That cam that's set up, that's where the baby chickens live. Here's one of the little guys. You guys can see the other little guys behind me. Cute little Silky. So let me grab some water so I can just do the feed and water at the same time. The water's sitting right outside, so give me just 1 second. There's the water. So, a lovely day of feeding the chickens and being through all of them. So this is a daily chore for those that are thinking about raising chickens. So it's a daily chore. You're definitely going to have to check on your chickens multiple times a day. It's one of the downfalls to being able to get away. That's why it's really hard for me and Lisa to both leave at the same time. So, but that's the being able to have control of where your food comes from, being able to have control of your life. It's kind of one of the give and takes that we have. So I'm going to just start off with the middle cages. We're going to go down, so you're going to see me what we're going to be doing is I've got some feed. We're going to add some feed, we're going to add some water to these guys. Now, food and water, especially fresh water, is very important with all of your guys. You need to make sure that your guys always have clean, fresh water. And if you're new, these are the chicken tractors. All these are modular, so we can restack them. Some of them can go outside, some of them can stay inside. You'll see some of them outside when we have finished getting everything done in here in the barn. We'll move out, and I'll show you guys those out there. As we go through all this, we're going to go into this next one down here at the bottom. I'll show you guys so you guys can see it. So we're going to go to that next one down there in the bottom. We're going to see there's some newly hatched babies down there. Always nice when they do that. So here's what I was talking about, some of the guys that are just recently hatched, a little bit smaller than the other guys. To go over and grab some more food. I don't know if you guys saw, it's probably funny if you guys saw it, but as I was over there dealing with the chickens, they knocked over the water in the hole back down. They knocked over one of the water containers and I just got soaked from all the way down. But it's one of those things, when you're on a farm, expect to get dirty, muddy, wet, stinky, gross. You're just around life. And life is messy. It's cool, but life is absolutely messy. So we're going to address these guys right over here. Got another, again, these two rows are silkies, the bottom ones are bunnies. We have to get the bunny food in the other barn, but we're doing the same thing here. Not glamorous, it's actually a pretty fun job. There's something about animals knowing that you have to, there's something about knowing that you have a life that you have to take care of, and They're going to give you cool things in return, like these guys give us chicks. So you can see the baby chicks over there. They give us eggs or things of that sort. It's just and some of them have some really good, awesome personalities. And so getting to meet the different chickens, learn their different personalities. It's awesome. Now some people out there might think I'm crazy. And animals don't have really distinct crazy personalities. But when you realize that you've got just like a whole bunch of guys just running around under your feet, and you got some other guys hanging out here, you meet a lot of different chickens, you meet a lot of different ducks, and really there is very, very distinct personalities. I can even, with certain sounds, certain crows, certain noises, I can tell you which chicken it is. It's really interesting. We got some guineas hanging out over on the other side. That's what I was feeding right now. Just out of camera view over there. They're hard to get to, and I can't really hold the camera and do that at the same time. And they have themselves a baby. After we get done feeding everybody in here, we're gonna hit the other ones up, and then we're gonna go out. I'll show you guys. We'll go look at the bees some more. We'll go say hi to Sylvia. We'll go check out the garden, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some other stuff that is just out there worth talking about. So many ducks under my feet. Hey man, thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. So we're gonna head over, you can't see it from this angle. We're gonna head over there, I got a couple more cages. Okay, now we're gonna head out there. Hey guys. So now we're heading outside so you guys can see the outside. You guys can see the outside, guys. Give me just a second to spin. ducks under my feet. That'll keep them at bay. So we got these guys. We got this little chicken group right here. You guys can see I've got a couple ducks following me. So let's get these guys some food. I'll let you guys say hi to the ducks while I'm doing this real fast. Pop that right there. You guys can... Let me get one more scoop. Okay. How are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're just out here feeding the chickens, feeding the ducks. We're gonna go say hi to the bunnies in just a minute. I'm just getting everybody food and water right now. So we're gonna head on into there to give Drake a little bit of food and water. And say hi to the guineas. Hi, Drake. Yeah, this is the barn we're in right now. This is where I keep most of the animals, what we call the handicap animals. So under here, not him, he's just coming in here, but under there, you'll see he's hiding out right now. We've got a duck, he's got some leg issues. And then I've got some in this cage just right under me. We've got some guineas that got attacked by some dogs a couple years ago. And so they had some leg issues as well. So we're just making sure. So this is just like the handicap. This is like the safest place for them. So yeah, the duck, he's an old duck. He's about 8. Yeah, he's about 8, and just his the arthritis in his leg has just got really bad. So, okay, let's go onward let's go get the bunnies. Sylvia's sleeping right now, so we'll do the bunnies next. I think she'll forgive us if we wait a minute. There's only a couple bunnies. Only a couple bunnies in this one right now. Okay. So I'm gonna get my feed set up. We're gonna get these bunnies in. Then we're gonna go out to the bunny apartments. That's where the young bunnies are, so you guys can check out the young bunnies. We're gonna be majorly modifying this building. That's why it kind of looks like a mess right now. We're gonna be setting up half of it for the bunnies, and then we're gonna do the other half for like greenhouse type ideas, so that we can start growing some different types of crops inside. I'll show you some of the little experiments that I've been doing. I've got one little experiment on the porch, and then we'll head out to the field and look at some out there. Okay, guys, let's go. I mostly stream from my farm, so when I'm not doing a show, I have I have about 4 cameras set up that are set up throughout the course of the farm, streaming close to 24/7 when I'm not live. And then occasionally, I do a Thursday night show where we talk about how to prepare yourself for off-grid living, preparedness, or just general having stuff, just general doing stuff. So we do that. But yeah, mostly everything I do now on these is mostly stream related. So every once in a while I'll stream myself playing. I'll stream with my friends and when we play Fortnite, but that's maybe twice a month, maybe. So this is just mostly an educational. It's mostly for educational purposes, for off-grid farming, and for people to just ask questions and learn more about if you are interested in doing this kind of stuff. I also have a Discord. If you're interested, you can type in !Discord and hit me up there if you're interested, if that kind of stuff tickles your fancy. So here is whoa, these crazy baby bunnies. So here's one of the squirmy baby bunnies. So the young bunny, not quite a baby anymore. It's about a little over a month old. So, woo, put her down for a second so she doesn't squirm too much. Okay. Yeah, let's actually. So I don't know. So I've been helping my friends because they've been problems trying to sex baby bunnies. So I will show you guys. Let me show you guys 2 things. I'm first going to show you guys what I consider the easiest way to pick up bunnies without hurting them. And the next thing I'll do is I'll show you the easiest way to sex them. So let me put this bunny down right here. I want fairly decent control over it still. Okay, so baby bunny, you see it hopping around. I'm going to calm it down just a bit. So the trick that I've learned when it comes to picking up baby bunnies is you get right here, you'll feel where its back legs are starting to connect, and you pick it up like that. What it does is what you're doing by picking it up like that is and I don't want to, it's hard to show you on the screen. Let me see if I can pick it up and show you. So if you pick it up like that, there you go. What that does is that gets you control so that it can't really twist its back and such like that. And that's the best way to pick it up until you can get yourself a better grip. So once you get a good grip, I try to hold the bunny like this, so that when you're ready to figure out the sex of it, you can then figure out your gender of your bunny. And this one is a girl. I just know because it's in the girl cage. But that's how you that's the easiest way to do that. Sometimes it's a lot easier if you have a second person. So if you're the one holding the bunny and the other person is checking out to see if it's a boy or a girl. So, but that initial picking up stage, like I said, going right, you figure out, you go down right down its back to right where you feel the back legs, and then you kind of pinch and you make sure your fingers are kind of right by the hips and such. And then you don't want to squeeze too much. But that's just a good way to really just get them picked up without the whole squirminess, and then you can get them into another hold that you're more comfortable with. Some bunnies like their feet, like pressure on their feet. Other bunnies don't mind if they're hanging. You're kind of just gonna have to know by your particular bunny. And then what I usually do is, if you see, I have thumb. She's not liking all this attention. So I usually try to, if you see I have a hand grip here and then my thumb's on this side, what that does is that gives it, again, I don't want the bunny to be able to hurt its spine or anything like that. So this is giving it a good thing. And then if I'm going to two-hand it, I'm going to grab its rump so I have complete control over the bunny that way. And she is not happy with me. You don't like that, do you? And you can tell she's not happy. See how far her ears are laid back? When a bunny's ears are laid back that far, they're just not happy with what they're doing. So I'm going to put her back in here so that she can actually eat, because she was nice enough to come to the door for me and let me pick her up, and then she got all this abuse, and she's just like, I just want to eat. I just want to eat, guys. I just want to eat. And here, if you guys want to, there's some of her sisters in there with her. And now she's just like, you touched me. Got to clean off all your people germs now. So this one's cool. This little bunny right there. It's got a little white nose. So no worries. Don't ever apologize for the bad typing. We all type fast, quick. Spell check does interesting things. As long as I can figure out roughly what you're saying, we're all good. Okay, I'll let you guys watch this one for just a second while I feed the other guys. It's a fairly decent view. Over here, the rest are so boys. You can't keep multiple boys together. They fight. Well, they don't really fight. They just jump each other a lot, and it can cause some hair loss. And girls that grown up together, you can usually keep them together without too much of a hassle. Now, I will tell you, pet-wise, boys are a lot better. They don't mind being handled as much, and there's a lot of stuff with the boy rabbits that they really like. Like boy rabbits, it's easier to teach about the word treats, and it's easier to convince them. They're easier to potty train in your house and such like that. Where the girl rabbits can get moody. A little bit, we'll see. Let's get a little bit of water here. Okay. Fill these guys up with a little bit of water. You guys get to see the really cute little gray one. I like the gray ones. Only a couple more waters, guys, and we'll venture on. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's adventure on to some more bunnies. These bunnies are in the main barn. So, now guys, I'll step back if you guys wanted to see what the bunny apartments look like. So there's the bunny apartments. So the outside bunny apartments. So we got room for one more up top there. So, and all the ducks, they followed me around. They followed me here. And they're gonna keep following me because they see I'm carrying a bucket. And when I'm carrying the bucket, they always think they're gonna get more snacks. So let's get these bunnies taken care of in here in the barn. Then we'll give Sylvia, which is the pig. Then we'll go check out the bees, see how they're doing. And then we will go look at some of the barnyard stuff. So I'm gonna stick you guys back up right where you guys were at, because it's honestly for me to set the camera up without everybody knocking it over. Also, by the way, if you're new, this is the barn that we're in. This is the Kuppenheimer barn. This is a barn that I built with wooden pallets and some help from friends and neighbors, and did a really awesome job built. This is about it's 25 by 25 feet, and built this for right around 800 bucks. Okay. Yeah, we did a lot of research, and one of my friends actually used to do different types of building, and so he taught me some of the tricks. Like I don't know if you look there, that's the load bearing beam that goes through the center. That goes through the center of the building. It's actually 3 2x4s glued together and then screwed together so that it holds most of the weight in here, and so that I can withstand a really strong snow load. So we spent a long time figuring out how to make sure we made this as safe and as good as possible. So just one of the things I will tell you, if you're going to be building stuff, definitely make sure you can do all that. I need to get my water jug. Where do I put that water jug? I have no idea where I stuck my water jug. And you guys even saw me have it just a few minutes ago. Oh, I found it. It's right up there. Found it. Again, want to make sure. Oh, by the way, if you for those that might be watching my other camera, if you're wondering where the barn camera is now, it's right there. So the camera that's in the barn, so you guys can see the entire barn. If you're watching this on Twitch, it's this channel. If you're watching this on D Live, it's Lisa's channel, which is the Mavis Pharmacy spelled with an F. So. Can't really see what I'm doing from over there. Kind of boring, sorry. So these are the guys over here. These are the boys over here that we're building new cages and such for, so right now they're in their temporary housing. Because as we got more and more bunnies, we had to be more and more. We had to build more and more cages, and then the price of wood just skyrocketed and got crazy. And being that I've only budgeted for certain things, you have to be creative with your money. So that's the one thing I will say with farming is make sure you budget well. Because you want to make sure you always want to make sure you can take care of all of your animals. If you think you're getting to the point where you have too many, it's time to let somebody else have them. But it's also important to know what your budget is on what you can afford, how you're going to make a return on what you have. So like we sell some of the baby bunnies, we sell some of the eggs. I do classes. We do the donations. Those that know, if you shop at Amazon, you type in smile.amazon.com. You just take out the www, you put in smile. Part of your purchase goes, you can donate to a nonprofit. I actually run a nonprofit, which is called the Mavis Institute. So that's another way. That we acquire stuff in here. I also teach classes and accept donations through teaching classes and such like that. So there's lots of different ways that we maintain our farm, but keeping a strong budget, making sure that we know where all of our finances go, and making sure that everything is suitable for your animals is great. You never had anything other than a dog and a guinea pig? Cats are cool. Chickens are awesome. One of my favorite. Absolutely, raising chickens is good. If you've never had a bunny, bunnies are cooler than guinea pigs. They really are. They're really cool. I've actually had lots of different animals throughout the course of my life. Cats are probably still one of my favorite. We've got parakeet. Currently, we've got cats, dogs, parakeets, ducks, chickens, guineas, a pig, which we'll see in a few minutes. And yeah, so let me get these other guys. I'm gonna head over there. I'm gonna get these guys some food and some water. A couple more guys, and then we're gonna go see Sylvia. We got these guys over here. Those that seen the past show, this is Bear. He's one of our big fluffy guys. He's a little shy. We occasionally use Bear as one of our education animals because he's so calm. So whenever we go out to groups and take animals, Bear's one of them. Yeah, he's a fluffy boy. He's a lion head. Lion heads are some of the most gentle out of all of the rabbits that you possibly can raise. They're just really cool. Couple more guys to get some water. Oh, by the way, you might see the tarps on the ceiling. The reason why the tarps are on the ceiling is it sounds crazy, but it stops a lot of stuff from going up there. Now that tarp needs to be fixed because it's starting to come down, so I do have to staple the tarps up there, but I'm adding tarps to the ceiling. Is something that one of my friends that's had barns said is just it stops, as you guys can see that we're here in the hay, you'll see a lot of cobwebs and such. Having the tarps mean that you can kind of dust them off easier and you don't have as many cobwebs, and if there's going to be spiders and such, they're going to stay up between the tarp and the ceilings, and so you're not going to be covered in spiders as much if you start trying to dust and clean down, that kind of stuff. I also keep a fan running, that's why it's probably so loud in here, and the fan helps keep an air circulation and such like that. And usually the radio's playing with Alan Watts and some techno and some other types of just fun music that I like, but I currently unplugged it earlier, and I drained the battery, forgot to plug it back in, so I need to go back there and fix that in a minute. Let's get the water, get everybody some water, and then go say hi to Sylvia. These guys over here need a little water. That guy needs some more. I'm gonna put you guys up here again because all we're doing is dancing around when I'm holding it like that. Let me just get these guys. Be right back. 1 second. Okay, one more chicken. And I gotta get those guys right up there. You see them looking down at me going, "You forgot me, Doc." Okay. I'll throw a little bit of this corn out here because these guys want some. And we're gonna go see Sylvia now. You guys just wondering, just regular corn. Okay, so Sylvia is our 600-pound pig. She is our guard animal. She does a wonderful job of keeping all of the animals that I don't want around at bay. That include things like coyotes and bears and all the other stuff that lives down here in Appalachia. So, right, Miss Sylvia? Yep. So she's if you don't know this about pigs, they're really interesting. So she's made herself a little piggy bed right there where she curves that in so she can have a nice lay down spot, exactly customized. And then right over there where the tree is, where all that wet is, she's actually dug that out and made herself a piggy spa. So just like humans, pigs actually have pigs actually have a little bit of hay fever. So she's actually she has some seasonal allergies. So certain times of the year. So if you guys are might wondering about why her eyes are a little puffy around it. So every once in a while she'll have a little seasonal allergies. We've treated it in the past and we've talked to the vet about it, about how to deal with the seasonal allergies. And there's been times if she's really puffy or something like that, we'll give her a little bit of Benadryl or such like that. But it's seasonal allergies, and then that is just she'll get a little bit of sunburn on her ears, and then she'll lay down and she'll rub some dirt and that kind of stuff to keep the sunburn and such at bay. But that's a common thing for older outdoor pigs. That's a hard spot for them to get covered in mud when they cover themselves in mud. So occasionally you'll get sunburns and such on there. So like she's actually really, really clean right now. Some days she's completely covered in mud, and then some days she'll take a complete bath and she'll be completely like a white pinkish pig. Yeah, I've thought about getting her a friend. The main reason we didn't is because at 600 pounds, when she got out, it was an absolute hassle. To try to get her in. So at this particular point, if I do come across any other smaller pig, I may in the future get her a friend. But she's got the ducks that go visit her. She's got a handful of ducks that go in there and visit her and think she's really cool. And so I don't have to worry so much about. And we pretty much regularly talk to her, like every day. We get to have a conversation and things of that sort. So I've got one little. As we're gonna go head to the bees, I need to get one more handful of feed because I always forget about our treetop bunnies. We have some really weird bunnies. You guys will see them in just a second. So we release these guys, and these guys play like the ground is lava. So, we have a table of where we were storing some wood, and then we have bunnies that decided that they're going to live on top of it, and they don't really come down and touch the ground anymore. They pretty much spend most of their time up here. So we've just gotten the habit of, if they're going to live up here, we just put a little feeder in there, and then they have a water in the back. And they're both girls, and they just prefer to live up on top of the table above the ground where they don't touch the ground. Honestly, it's very interesting. Okay, so next. Let me double check my mind for a second just to make sure that we've got everybody fed and watered. I believe you guys saw me feed and water everyone in the barn. I got all the bunnies in the bunnies apartments. I fed and watered all the bunnies in the bunny barn. I might come give those guys a little bit of water in the future. So I do not have a guard. We have a dog, but we do not have a guard dog. So Sylvia does a wonderful job of that, and the guineas keep me in charge of anything else. The bunnies keep the predators at bay, and I say that in the nicest way possible. And when it comes to people, I I live in southern Appalachia in the middle of nowhere, so I don't really worry too much about people's. So this is the farm lab, for those that's not ever seen it before. This is roughly, we have, I have 33 acres here, but we have the farm lab set up on roughly an acre where we're doing lots of different micro experiments. We're always trying something new, seeing what's going on, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Also showing that you don't need a large piece of property to be able to do some fun adventures. So here are, these guys are the blue bees. These guys will be moving inside inside this cage, this little barn here rather soon. So they're an experiment to try to see if I move them inside, how well they do throughout the course of the winter. So yeah, these guys' queens are all right. These guys are just coming in. They're bringing pollen in. Let me see if I can get a little closer and show you guys. You guys can see the pollen in the legs. Oh, hold on. I'll move the scene. Some thistles move the scene for me. Get up right up into their grill. So you guys can see how some of those got some stuff on their legs. And then you guys see there's other guys fanning right there. So, and it's a really nice smell. If you want to see if you guys see how close I am, I'm actually, really close. So I raise my bees so I can pretty much sit right in front of them. But really nice smell of, best way to put it is pre-honey, because it smells a little sweeter than honey smells right now. So that's one of them. We're gonna go walk over. Those guys are pretty chill. I don't have to worry so much about those guys. Those guys don't really sting that much. Usually if I'm really messing with the hive, they'll bother me, but those guys are some of the more chiller out of the bunnies. Oh, some of our bunnies run free range, so you guys can see there's one of the bunnies. There's one of the bunnies right there. But yeah, some of the bees, man, some of the bees are super chill. We're gonna walk over to some bees that aren't as chill. So these guys are another experiment I was doing, so that's why they're not as chill. This was to see if I have some hives and I don't do a lot of, and I just kind of let the bees, once they get well established, let the bees do their thing. So the hive we're gonna walk over here and we're gonna see 3 hives. So, and the 3 hives we're going to see, the middle hive that we're gonna be looking at, that's the hive that I've just pretty much let. I've actually taken 3 splits off of it, but besides those 3 splits, I've kind of just let the hive be. So these guys do get a little angry when I'm over here sometimes. So they also smell really good, but I'm gonna need to be getting into that. That's the hive that I kind of just let be. I kind of just let it do its thing. So that is it's another hive of blue bees. That hive is Carnolias. That is a sister hive of the Carnolias. And then these guys are kind of, I purposely put them in a protective cove right here to try to help. I will winterize all of those, but these guys are gonna stay here. And we're gonna see, that's considered, what that hive is, that's considered my control hive. That's the hive that I'm not actually gonna do anything special with. That's the hive I chose not to get into. All I did is split from that hive. So I also, with the control hive, what's great is the other hives, have the same genetics or very similar genetics to that hive. So it makes a really good control hive. So how many beehives do I have right now? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 10 at the moment. So do ants count as farm animals? If you are raising ants and they are doing work for you, I would say yes. So I consider a farm animal something that's going to give you something in return. So it's either going to give you a service or a good. So like farm cats protect your property from a barn. I mean, you protect your barn from mice and things of that sort. Here's my hay field. So this tree line, all these pine trees, which I planted all of them. This tree line that you have here, this is where I separate the acre from the rest of it. This is our hay field. And then there is my field of goldenrod. Not only does goldenrod make interesting tinctures and some different types of medicine, it's also really good for the bees. And this also makes really good habitat for other animals. Because if you give your animals habitat, then they won't come bother your gardens as much. And so I leave edge. It's a permaculture term. So edge is that mix between where a field transitions into something else. So either to a swamp or to a plain or to woods. The bees have water. So bees do drink water. If you live someplace where you didn't have little bowls of water, it's a good idea to take just a little bowl and throw a bunch of marbles in it, just so it gives places for the bees to stand, and then fill it up with a little bit of water. And the bees don't drink a lot, but that is a good way to hydrate your bees. So these are my garden plots. I pulled I think 50 pounds of potatoes just from this lot. So this lot also has potatoes in it. I have not pulled any potatoes from this one yet, but if you look down here, you'll still see there's still a lot of potato greens here. So I just kind of letting them do their thing. Here's some tomatoes. I'll show you guys this little trick if you want to have water sitting out and about on your property around and you don't want to worry about a mosquito problem. Put some plants. So I know this sounds silly, but by putting plants, and these ones are cool. The reason I like these plants is these guys bloom, water hyacinths. So they make this really beautiful bloom. But I use these in all of my water. The reason I do this is this makes habitat for dragonflies and other things. And so when the mosquitoes come in here and the mosquitoes lay their babies in here, and then you've got mosquito larvae in here, dragonflies also come in here, and dragonfly young and dragonfly adults are very, very awesome hunters. They're actually the most successful hunter that exists here on Earth. They have, I believe it's a 95% capture rating, where most animals are only in the 30s and 40s. Anyway, so I designed those. So I keep those. That makes habitat for dragonflies. It gives enough for dragonfly larvae and such. And then the dragonfly larvae eats the mosquito larvae. And voila, you don't have a problem with mosquitoes. So letting nature do all the work instead of us come in here and do pesticides or anything like that. This is my Three Sisters corn. So what is Three Sisters? Three Sisters is where you have corn, and then if you look closely on the corn, you also see that there's also beans growing. So on all the corn stalks, you will see beans growing up. And then if you peek down here at the ground, you'll see that there's squash growing in here as well. And you grow all three together in one plot, and they coexist extremely well. I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but the bean plants grow up the stalk of the corn. You can still harvest your corn, but then you've got your beans have got someplace nice to grow up. You can do the same thing with peas. Some people do beans, some people do peas. The other great thing is legumes of any form are nitrogen fixers. So as much of the nitrogen as the corn's pulling from the soil, the beans are actually putting it back in. So you're balancing it out. And your squash and your squash or your pumpkins or whatever you're choosing. So this is just junk corn. And what I mean by junk corn is this is just corn that is from the feed, from when I was feeding the bunnies and chickens that they didn't eat. Sorghum. That's what this is. If you look, I don't know if anybody ever realized, but sorghum and corn look very similar. I also have other stuff growing in here. This is chocolate peppermint. Just as it sounds, when you eat a leaf, it tastes like you're eating a piece of chocolate and a piece of peppermint. It's really weird. There is something that's not very easy to grow here. There's a pumpkin. So one pumpkin's going. And for those that saw me do the garden earlier and saw that I had a baby pumpkin, here is the baby pumpkin. We're going to see how well it does. I'm not sure. But we'll see. There's that baby pumpkin. I don't know if there's enough time. I mean, we'll probably get our first frost in a couple weeks. But I thought we'd give it a shot. And you'll see these big things of corn here, or you'll see these big things of hay here. What these things are hay for, as soon as I harvest everything from this crop, I take the hay and I mulch it over top of that. The Ruth Stout type of gardening is what that's called. So it's so you don't really have to do any type of tilling or things of that sort. I've already done what I need to do with these. And then we'll walk out here and we'll say hi to, this beehive that is out here. That's a rescue beehive. I rescued those. Their name is Stormy Daniels. When I rescued them, they were a very hot, angry group of bees. And currently, to date, though, since they've been here, I've not been stung once by them since they've been here. So here's where I live. This is my farm. This is the lab. This is where I teach my classes. And that right there is downtown Flat Top. So my town's smaller than your town. But that is Route 19 that goes past, so you'll see occasionally we get semis or bigger vehicles. Like, yeah, there's a semi going past right now. It doesn't have a load, but. And then Flat Top Mountain is that behind us. So that goes up the mountain, and it goes up to about 3,700 or so feet. And just a beautiful late summer day. So we're gonna head up to the porch. I'll show you the last group of bees that I have. Those are the porch bees. Those are the bees that I keep on my porch because it's cool and because it's a great level. It is a great form of protection. And I say that in the most bizarre way possible. Is I keep them, we'll see, I guess I'll show you the porch bees. But we keep the porch bees. They do keep strangers not necessarily wandering on my porch very often. I will say that if you're wandering around at night and you stumble across and you bump a beehive and a bunch of bees come out, you're probably going to leave. So it's all about using what nature has to offer you as ways to just keep yourself safe and sound. And, I wouldn't be a good redneck if I didn't have a bunch of just, random vehicles sitting in my yard. That's what you guys are looking at right there, a building and a bunch of random vehicles. So we're walking down this tree line that you see. So me and one of my buddies, we planted, I think 3,000 pine trees. These are blue spruces, a handful of years ago. Again, guys, if you're new, you can join my Discord. !Discord should send you the link to the Discord. You guys can check things out there. I also have if you guys want to see the nonprofit website, !M is the nonprofit website. If you'd like to support me, however that is, the easiest way is just get on Amazon. If you shop at Amazon and just type in smile.amazon.com and Mavis Institute, it's going to ask you which nonprofit you'd like to support. Mavis Institute. If you don't want to support mine, at least support some other local one, just so we're taking some money away from Amazon. Or we also have an Etsy store, if you where Lisa sells a bunch of interesting things on Etsy, stuff we make here, and different crafts and such like that, and that's Mavis Hen X. So all of those would be wonderful. Wonderful. Whoa, hit the... That was weird. Sorry guys, we're a little sideways. Okay. And so we're gonna head up this way. Oh, for those who want to see my tractor. There's my tractor. And here's Fernando. If you guys have not met Fernando, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see him because he's under my feet at the particular moment. Nope, you're not gonna. He's just gonna meow. He's just gonna meow his face off. Fernando, I'll spin it around. Fernando. Oh, there's Fernando. There is Fernando. So, okay. We're gonna head back up. Okay. There's two more of I forgot about those bees. Those are two more of the beehives that we have. Just chilling out right there. But I want to prove to you guys that I actually do keep bees on my front porch. So we're gonna walk up there. And I'll show you guys the porch bees. So, my front porch, my door. Beehives, and if we spin around, bees actually flying in and out right there on my porch. Hey, Mock! And there's the camera I'm currently playing around with, setting it up. And I did promise you I was going to show you one other thing about when we talked about greenhouses earlier. So this is my little micro greenhouse area that I'm setting up. So currently I have tomato clones in there, and I've got a fan, and I just got some tomato clones going on in there. And if any of you guys get meals from, I think it's HelloFresh. These are the HelloFresh bags, and so all I did here is I just put a HelloFresh bag around the outside of this, and then I have the grow lights in there, and then I have the fan, and then these are they're water cloning, so they're just sitting in rainwater. So it's a nano farm, yes, it is absolutely. It's just an old little collapsible crate, and it's just a tiny, like if you guys look, it's just a tiny little collapsible crate that I have there to do some cloning and just doing an experiment, just to see that just when people say they don't got a lot of space, just want to be able to prove that you don't even need a very much space, that you can do a lot with little. And with the exception of buying the fan and the light, most of that was free. So I'll get the total cost of if you had to buy everything new from that adventure, so that people would know. But yeah, it would be really good for sprouting farms. For sprouting a little farm, something like that, or just again, I do it for the cloning, just so I can make sure I clone some tomatoes, and so I'll bring that inside, do this, keep that functioning inside, and just make sure that I have some tomatoes for the spring. So, Mark Boggs, thank you so much. Oh, one really, really, really nice thing about having the bees here on the porch is the wonderful smell of pre-honey, because there's a really nice sweet smell as I'm standing here on the porch, and it's absolutely awesome. Okay guys, well I'm gonna head in. Again, thank you guys all for joining me on this fun adventure. We got everybody fed. We'll probably be doing some other fun adventures soon. I'll be getting into the bees in a couple days, because I really need to start figuring out what I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with each of the hives. And so, of course, we're going to do all that through the stream, so you guys can be with me as we make decisions. and as we go step by step into the hives and try to figure out what we're going to do. So we'll be doing that, and if anything else I think is important to be streaming about, and then just look forward to Thursday night shows and whenever else I randomly pop up. So again, thanks everyone for joining, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the evening. I hope you had a great weekend. And by the way, last little bit, if you've not paid attention to what's happening, the volcanic eruptions on the Canary Islands, and you live on the East Coast or the West Coast in Europe, you need to be paying some fairly close attention to what's been going on with the Canary Islands, just in case. Always a good idea to watch the volcanoes and know, because that is one of the few one of the few possibilities of, and it could just be a tiny tsunami, but that's enough to just do some local flooding if a hurricane or something's coming through. So just something to keep attention to, just something if you're not aware about, if they haven't covered that yet, just Canary Island volcanic eruption. Check that out. Anyways, friends, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you guys later. It's Doc. Adios. If I hit the right button.